How the woke left pimped out the civil rights movement and betrayed Black America. Affirmative action began as a just and well-meaning attempt to give Black Americans equal opportunities after centuries of enslavement, oppression, and state-sponsored racism. As Lyndon B. Johnson said in 1965, you do not take a person who, for years, has been hobbled by chains and liberate him, bring him up to the starting line of a race, and then say, you are free to compete with all the others and still justly believe that you have been completely fair. Those words captured the moral heart of affirmative action, a focused effort to uplift Black Americans, the only group in this country whose entire history is rooted in slavery, segregation, and systemic oppression. Affirmative action was supposed to be a remedy, a chance to level the playing field, a rigged playing field, but from the start, it carried a poison pill, trying to fix racism by practicing more racism. It empowered one race by penalizing others. It replaced the dream of equality with a system of racial favoritism. It abandoned the vision of a colorblind society and taught a generation that skin color, not merit, would determine their opportunity. We didn't kill Jim Crow, we rebranded it. We poured the same poison back into the veins of American life, and we called it progress. For decades, America wrestled with this contradiction. Could a nation built on equality justify racial discrimination even in the name of righting past wrong, meaning excused it, believing the ends, like more diversity, more representation, justified the means? But instead of staying focused on the true victims of American injustice, Black Americans, the Democratic Party got greedy. They saw the civil rights movement not as a moral cause, but as a political hustle. They climbed into the shoulders of Black America, hijacked our sacrifices, and cashed them in for political power. The modern woke left mutated affirmative action into something else entirely, a slogan called diversity, equity, and inclusion. A catch-all scam designed to manufacture new victims and grow their voter base. Every imaginable group got roped in: liberal white women, immigrant, LGBTQIA+ activists, even wealthy elites who cried marginalization on cue. Affirmative action paid for with the blood of Black Americans ended up fast-tracking privileged white women into boardrooms in Ivy League schools. Today, women dominate higher education, while Black students, Black men, are still left behind. That's the legacy the Democrats gave us. And they weren't done selling us out. The DEI racket exploded to include every new identity fad, a never-ending alphabet soup of grievances. A slip of the pronoun, a Twitter spat, well, suddenly that was Selma or Birmingham, and you were canceled. The horrors of slavery and Jim Crow were trivialized into hashtags and safe spaces. Being oppressed became a fashion statement, a VIP ticket to privilege, handed out by the woke gatekeepers of the left. Meanwhile, the real civil rights struggle, the bloody, painful fight that Black Americans waged, was buried underneath academic jargon, virtue signaling, and political pandering. The Democratic Party didn't just abandon Black Americans, they pimped out our history for profit. But then the American people started catching on. We saw a never-ending grievance parade where everyone except straight white men claimed victimhood. They saw a system that handed out preference, not based on justice, but on identity politics. Even white women who quietly reaped the biggest benefits eventually turned against affirmative action. What started as a tool for justice became a circus for quotas, tokenism, and resentment. And then came the reckoning. In 2023, the Supreme Court struck down race-based college admissions. After decades of abuse and distortion, the courts and the American people had seen enough. But make no mistake, this collapse didn't happen because conservatives hated Black Americans. It happened because the left, our left, bastardized affirmative action into a grotesque DEI hustle. And the tragic part? It's Black Americans who suffer the most. We've already seen it. When California banned affirmative action in the 1990s, Black enrollment at top universities dropped nearly 40% overnight. And now, because the left couldn't stop playing identity games, the same doors that affirmative action once pried open are slamming shut again. Who's to blame for all of this? It's easy to point at conservative judges or angry white parents, but we must hold liberal Democrats accountable. It's the left-wing activists, the woke college administrators, the DEI industrial complex. They hijacked a righteous cause, watered it down, and sold it for political gain. They rode Martin Luther King's legacy like a cheap carnival ride and crashed it into the ground. The woke left killed affirmative action, not the courts. They mistook quotas for justice, victimhood for virtue, grievance for progress. And in doing so, they betrayed the very Black Americans whose blood built the foundation of the civil rights movement. The Democratic Party must answer for this. They owe more than an apology. They owe accountability.
Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here.